like to talk to you about the Magic Reader series. As you can see, it's a really big series. That's because it has books from grades 1 through 6. And each grade has about 12 books. I've read through all of the grades just to check and see how it progresses from easy to difficult, and are the stories good? What I found is, yes, it is definitely level appropriate. That means there are words almost exclusively first grade words for first grade book, almost exclusively fifth grade words for the fifth grade books, which is really good because that's really actually hard to find. When you read a children's book, there's always words that students don't know, and sometimes those words are just not appropriate. That is, they are just too hard. And there's no reason why a first grader needs to learn the word precocious. There's no reason. They may have heard it, it may come up, and that's the way they learn that word, but in general, ESL first grade level readers, they don't need all that extra stuff because they're still learning all of the basic words. As you can see from the back, for each grade there's humor, mystery, and adventure. This is actually really important. There's no nonfiction, and that's good because when you're writing a book report or when you're telling a kid a story, it's actually, I think, better to read nonfiction. With these stories, they all have a pretty simple story that can be followed. Another thing you noticed when you saw the back is there's a CD. And for students reading alone, they were reading a level higher than their own. They could listen to the story narration and follow along. If they're reading at their own level, then they could just read it. There's no reason to really listen to it. For each book, there is a content page. There's an explanation how to use. You're supposed to listen with the audio and read along with the story, listen to specific parts, and then try to do the activity questions. Also, I like that there's a character page so you know who the main characters are. And another great thing about these books is there is the back, the exercises. So after they finish reading the story, they can find adjectives, describing words. Now write a description of a character, so some writing just for them. Questions and statements. Which one is a question, which one is a statement? Other words for said, that's actually really important. And then there's a glossary, which is basically some definitions for some of the words in the text. That was grade 5. Let's see, the grade 1 exercise. Fill in the missing words from the book. So you can find the sentence and then find the word that's missing. What happened next? Mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What was that? Underline the word that tells when these things happened. One day, the next day, time words. Complete these sentences with time words and glossary. And this is grade 1. You can see the writing is a little bit bigger. There's a few sentences per page and the pictures on every page. Same thing, grade 2, just it gets a little bit harder, but the writing style is pretty much the same. As you get to the higher, this is grade 3. Again, more sentences, but still pictures on every page, and the writing is still fairly large. As you get to grade 4, the pictures are smaller, the writing is maybe half an inch smaller, and more and more writing on every page. Some pages, no pictures. Grade 5, the writing is looking a little smaller. A lot more writing per page. Still lots of pictures. Here's grade 6. The writing looks a little bigger than average. Remember, these are short story chapter books. And there are still pictures on almost every page. This is level 6. This is their highest level. So, as you can see, big writing for the little kids with 1 or 2 sentences, and it gets more and more progressively. That's really important for children, that they can't tell that it's getting harder. So each book is about without the exercise part, is about 30 pages. Let's give you an example from To the Rescue. To the Rescue, this is grade 3. It was the hottest, driest summer anyone could remember. No rain meant no swimming in the shallow river. The kids were hot and bored. Robbie Taylor was sure it was the worst summer ever. On the last day of summer vacation, Derek and Rosie got on their bikes. They rode to Kate and Robbie Taylor's farm. Robbie was more than glad to see them. And then they have an adventure together. This is level 3. Short sentences, story about something that the children did together over the summer. So I do recommend, if you want to buy a big series and help your child go from level to level, this is a good series.